Howdy and aloha, everybody. James Monotone. So, um, the title of this show, I believe, is um, Who's Paying for the Resources, or How do the Resources Get Distributed? What did I call it? Let me just check real quick. Hang on. But it has something to do with the debt ceiling. I do know that. And it's a bit alarming. Anyway, um, we are supplying resources to. Who are we supplying resources to? Who's really benefiting, right? And who's not? Well, anytime through my recollections, and from what I have observed and researched for decades now, when the United States decides to raise the debt ceiling, right? When they decide to raise the debt ceiling and throw out some more money to whomever, it's 9 times out of 10 to benefit or support or finance big something, big banks, big pharma, big military industrial complex, big oil, big coal, big pharma. Um, Absolutely. And then the rest of the United States, or the 99%. And I need to hear this word or that term or that title more often out there. Because when I hear the general word of, oh, we're protecting and we're saving the people, no, the people are the 99%. So when your politician, your legislator, judiciary, executive, department head, or whatever says, we're doing this for the American people, that's a general term, usually saying we're doing it for the 1% of the corporations. That's a no-brainer. And that's on both sides of the aisle. Just recently did they all decide, oh, maybe we should stop giving money to Ukraine because our constituents, or the 99%, is fucking talking about it. Mentioning, complaining, showing grievance to that direction of money. 113 billion now going to Ukraine. It's fucking insanity. Why is this doing this? Anyway. So I've got this document that I kind of put together, and I'll kind of go over it here in a second. Why is that chopped off like that? Well, anyway, because that's the screen. And I don't know if you can read it, and I'll try to make it a little bigger so people can take a look at it a little better. Bring it up inside the entire thing here. And let me just run through it real quick. And then I'm going to go into the WEF, stopthewef.org, and what's going on with the WEF. WEF, the queefers. So, that was bad. The WEF is the queefers. Oh my god, that's terrible. Okay. Yeah, but let me just make this a little bigger so we can fit it into the picture a little better. Yeah, I don't want. If I could just put that in there, it doesn't matter. At least it's centered. And like, if you want to come on, just let me know. I'll vet you a little bit. If I know you and I know you've been here before, then yeah, always you're more than welcome to come. If you're new, I need to know a little bit before I bring you on, because I don't need any crap. Now, if you have any questions, concerns, arguments, you're just pissed off and you want to whatever, just let me know, and we'll have a debate at a time that'll work. Now, if it's something general and quick, I'll do that. But if it's something you want to debate and go over, just there's 1,000 ways to contact me through my Twitter or my Facebook, fucking Instagram, compromised completely. I'm on TikTok, but I haven't done a TikTok since early 2020. I should do one because I'm getting more traffic there now. But anyway, let's get to what I'm going over, the debt ceiling, right? And we are supplying weapons or resources to who? Who exactly are we supplying it to? Well, most people have debt and they have bills, and that's monitored by these credit corporations that monitor. They're not actually the credit companies that regulate. Anyway, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And I'm very familiar with all three of these because I used to sell cars. I dabbled in a little bit of when I owned homes. I'm very familiar with TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. And these are the people that, or the companies or the corporations that decide if you're trustworthy to make payments based on your history of how you've made your payments in the past. Now, what I find extremely interesting, right? Extremely interesting is, let me get to it. There is no, the United States of America, the government, this administration, and many others in the past, they don't have a debt ceiling. It's always defense spending, big pharma spending, subsidies. And I'm going to try to stay on script this time here. So we are supplying weapons to who? You got it backwards, right? People are saying we're supplying weapons to Ukraine. No, you're not really supplying weapons to Ukraine. Ukraine is a money laundering front to supply NATO's military industrial complex / World Economic Forum, ETAL. ETAL mean others alike, other companies. Within this union of criminalistic, in my opinion, countries, governments, the world leaders are so they can soon tyrannically police the world. This is basically what I'm saying. Scott Ritter talks about a lot of things. I really like that guy. He's got a lot of good information. But this is the end game. Here's the end game. I'm just saying the end game. Ukraine, any new war within the past 3 to 4 years is a money laundering front to supply NATO's military industrial complex, which is connected to the hip of the World Economic Forum and others and alike, CFR, Chatham House, etc., Rothschilds, the list goes on. So they can soon tyrannically police the world. This will happen. Kind of like they're doing now, but on steroids. That's what's going to happen here. How much has the United States given to Pfizer or everything? Lockheed Martin, Dow Chemical, Enron, etc., and everyone, Bill Gates, the Waltons, Walmart, This is killing us with tax loopholes. That is literally, I should put it, literally killing us, the 99%, with tax loopholes, subsidies, and overpaying contracts. Toilet seats for $1,200, for some company they contract with, that ends up giving them, what we got here? Spike in excess distance. Okay. Which ends up giving them donations to their campaigns, right? So it's just a big circle jerk. So, and this happens in all these countries, right? And all these countries that are part of the NATO, Albania, Argentina, Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, whatever, Azerbaijan. Sorry, I hacked that name up. Bahrain, Belgium, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Herzegovina, Brazil, Bulgaria, Cambodia, Canada. This is NATO. Chile, China. China? Wait a second. Is this NATO? Oh, list of foreign aid to Ukraine. Oh, god damn it, I put the wrong one in here. I think the one I wanted, but most of these are. Let me just get through here. Belong to NATO. Chile, China, Colombia, Croatia. No. Czech Republic. Actually, this is the list of money and resources, donations, etc., going to the actual Nazis, and they're very proud of it. Ukraine, and the list goes on, and it's probably in the trillions, at least $1 trillion, or at least 300 or 400 billion going to this little country, and they're not too small. Well, let me get you the NATO partners. Afghanistan, Australia, Colombia, Iraq, Japan. There's more than that. NATO partners. Armenia, Australia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Bosnia, Finland, Georgia, Ireland, Kazakhstan. Oh, those are partners. Dialogue. Partners across the globe. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Yeah, there's quite a few. Are you guys able to? Oh, sorry. I should put that up there. My bad. My bad. Alright. I really need to organize this better. That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that's besides the point. The real point is what Scott Ritter isn't really saying to anybody is all these NATO joints, they are basically list of NATO countries. That's the one I wanted to do. Okay. Let's go. At present, there are 30 members. Right. We've got alphabetical list of NATO member countries. Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States. Right? Yeah, that's 30. These are the big players. Right? The amount of money that has been sent to the Ukraine for resources is crazy. It's hundreds of billions of dollars, right? But what they're doing is they're building up this front, the NATO front. That's all this money goes to. just probably 10, maybe 20% goes to, the donations and all the other shit will go to them, and right to the Nazi regime of Ukraine and Zelensky and his circus act, which it is. It's just a show. The entire thing is a show, and it's just so they can pump money into NATO, right? But this isn't new, really, in what we've been doing for such a long time. This isn't new because, um, you know, like I said, how much has the United States given to Pfizer or everything else? Right now, our congressional brilliant liars and thieves for the elite or corporate elite are going to raise the debt ceiling for the 79th time since 1960. So these people do not apply. TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, right? They don't have to worry about their bills because they get to raise their debt. I mean, that, wouldn't wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if you know, if we could do that? Wouldn't that be nice if we could um, raise our debt ceiling, right? If we could just do whatever we want. You know what? I need to buy a Lamborghini and a gigantic motorhome bus, Volvo type limousine. I need to raise the debt limit. So let me just put a few more zeros on that. And nothing's getting paid off. We're in debt about $32 trillion and 90 trillion to who knows who. So it's just money they just throw out there. And they can do it any time. Right? I just think, the 50s were a wonderful time. But anyway, most of the planet is bloating with most of the planet is bloating with deranged, tyrannical, sociopaths, narcissists, pedophile, lunatics that are being fueled by our supposed public leader. So, like I was saying, all this money goes to people like this. Let me play this real fast.
Traveling. How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Baby,
God damn
you're
it.
like lightning in a bottle.
Fuck, I hate this when TikTok does that. Anyway, let's do it again.
Traveling. How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on. Traveling. How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
This is where your money's going, right? That's where your money's going. Your money's not going. Oh, it's not. Your money's not going to the bridges that are falling everywhere across the United States. It's not going to the homeless to help them out at all. In any way. It's not going to putting your kids through college. It's not touching or going anywhere near raising the minimum wage, which is really interesting because some states are already gone up to 15, past 12, 13, 14, and 15. California's at 15. Missouri's at 12 or 11 or 12, while other states are at like $8 an hour, right? So I I'm really sorry for you if you live in those, or if you still live in those states that haven't raised their minimum wage. And of course, nothing's going to Medicare for all, or single payer, or finding or providing health care or a better option with employers, or just finding a way to get health care to people, um, more holistic, natural ways, of course, and not really depending too much on the bullshit of big pharma, or the poison of big pharma, I'd like to say. But that's basically my point. Is when your government says we're supplying resources to whatever country, it means we're shitting on the 99%, foreign or domestically, some way or somehow, and making ourselves fucking happier and richer. That's basically what's happening, right? That's basically what's happening. And it's really sad when I wish I had just better news to talk about. I wish what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about Eddie Aikau and the amazing fucking humongous waves that were out there at North Shore at Waimea Bay, which I used to surf. But there are more pressing things. We've got to stop this from happening. There are major players doing this right now, just some major fucking players, and they're all related to the New World Order. They're all fucking part of it. I don't know I mean, here's a good one. I'm gonna play this one real quick. This guy, how is this guy not in jail? How is this man? Well, we know why he's not in jail. Is because they decided to create and pick a fucking lunatic, right? To be this fucking powerful and rich, because they don't want to have people out there with decent, humanistic and or humanitarian type mindsets. They need narcissistic, sociopathic, pedophile fucking assholes like this, right? Let me just play this for you real quick.
Most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1. Pandemic 2, pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1. Pandemic 2.
I mean, look at Corbett's face. He's like, I know you're going to get me like $1 million. Just send me the 500,000. Send that money to me. Keep me, and that's all it is. These fucking greedy motherfuckers. They're just so corrupt. It's so sad. Right?
I call this pandemic 1.
Pandemic 2.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic.
Yeah, right? Which should be happening.
Vaccine campaign, it will go down as the biggest scandal in medical history, and moreover, it will be known as the biggest crime ever committed on humanity. That is actually what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All because of this.
We're seeing on average 1,100 more people dying every week than we would expect. The president of the Royal College of Emergency Medicine has come and spoke to the BBC today. He's worried that up to a third of those extra deaths are down to these pressures on emergency medicine. Now, obviously, there are other factors at play here, not least COVID. We are frailer as a population because of it. And obviously, during the pandemic, treatment times, waiting lists went up. So it is hard to say how many of those extra deaths are down to these problems at the hospital front doors, but we can be certain this is killing some people.
Yeah. I'm going to say it is. As I've been trying to warn everybody for forever, right? Trying to warn you all. But people like this, that you're watching and that you're paying attention to and worshiping, because they know, because they have your best interest, right? Because Rachel Maddow doesn't get paid by us, or the 99%. So there's no, so she's going to present us with valuable, pertinent, truthful, factual information, right? Because we don't pay her. So why would she want to provide us with lies? Why would she ever want to provide us with any lies, right? For big pharma, the military-industrial complex, or big coal, big oil, well, you name it. So why would that be? Why? Yeah. But she's still saying
that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. Now.
Yeah. That's true. Right? Brilliant people. Holy bejesus. Holy bejesus. That's true. Right? Oh, what was that picture? There it is, right here. This is the one I want to show you. This is a good one. So, to prove that she's totally correct, right? I'll move to the top here and open this up. So here's the questions that were asked. Vaccine ever tested or preventing transmission? So this guy, I forgot his name, but anyway, he's part of Parliament or something like that. European Union, I'm not sure. Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? If not, please say it clearly. So this is Jennifer or Jamie or something small. She's like a Ped CEO of Pfizer, right? And she clearly stated regarding the question around whether we knew about stopping immunization before it entered the market or transmission, the answer was no. That's a big fat fucking no. Ha ha. These, we had to, and she goes on to some other stuff, but it was no, right? And that was on October 12th of 2022. And then, immediately, which is really scary, all these people, the CDC panel voted 15-0. All of them voted favor of COVID vaccinations to Vaccines for Children program. And that was on October 19th. Just a few days later, right? From the 12th to the 19th. 7 days later, just a week later. They pushed it through, got it through, and all these killers, which they're killers, they're criminals. Oliver Brooks, Wilbur H., Sybil Kleins, Grace M. Lee, Sarah Long, Verona M. McNally, Catherine Perrine. They're all just on the payroll. Narav Shan, Lynn Bax, Beth Bell, Helen Cape. These are public figures. These are department head figures that we're paying. They're getting paid by us through our tax dollars to keep us safe. And how is that safe? Somebody explain to me that now we know that there's just massive amounts of deaths from this thing. Massive. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And the more boosters you get, the more likely it is you're going to get the mRNA injection in there, because some of them don't have it. Some of them just have whatever they had in the Johnson & Johnson when it first came out, and then they got rid of that. They got rid of ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, so they could say nothing else will work. We need to do the Emergency Use Authorization Act, which was brilliant. That's a brilliant plan to bring out your genocidal bioweapon. That's a brilliant plan. So when this all comes together, I just letting you know, when this all comes together, all these resources and all this money goes right back around to try to kill the 99%. This has been going on for a while, but now it's on steroids. Now it's at warp speed, right? They're not fucking around. They're just basically killing people. There's no other conclusion at this point. If you believe it's to make more money, they don't fucking need it. You think Yuval Harari, if you don't know who that is, which is the second man on the totem pole to Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, gives a fuck about you worthless eater? Do you really believe that? He's already stated, soon we will not need them anymore. Soon we do not need the useless eaters, right? We don't need them. This guy is, and Russell Brand has played around with this guy. Like he's already supported him a few times. I don't trust Russell Brand at all. I don't trust a lot of people these days. But right, so what's this? We just don't need the vast majority of the population. Technology will make it possible to replace the people. And these are the way these people think. Even the doctors are expendable. Even the creative jobs are not safe. Doctors are the easiest things to automate. We are going to have AI doctors. Now, if you're a doctor and if you know that term, if you've seen that, if you're anywhere near, the doctors are so needed. Real ethical doctors that have ethics, right? Those people are important. But this is what's happening. I don't know however else to take. Again, if you're not getting, okay, before you, let's say 2019 and before, let's just say you're 25, 30 years old or over 20, right? I want you to look back and check what your flu history is and how many times you were sick. Were you sick 2 or 3 times a year, once every couple of years? Right? Have you had the flu or anything? In the past, before 2019, did you get it all the time? Did you have whatever the case may be. Internal things that you can't control. A bug, right? That you got. I got the flu bug. My stomach, I'm diarrhea, whatever, right? Not. I ate something bad or had salmonella or something, had food poisoning in a sense. That doesn't count. But if you've gotten sick, on a regular basis, a lot of people get the flu or get really seriously sick. I think once a year or once every couple of years, just kind of a no-brainer. Or some people don't get sick like once every few years. Me, knock on wood, here's some wood. Thankfully, I had a flu shot. I've always got my flu shots. I've been vaccinated a bazillion times. I don't have problems with a lot of vaccines. But this one is not a vaccine. This is not a vaccine. It's not a vaccine, people. It's not a vaccine. This is a genocidal bioweapon. Because I haven't had it. And I haven't been sick more than like a stuffy nose and sniffles for more than like an hour and a half, like a day. I've had, something I've eaten that's not bad. My stomach doesn't, but I've never been deathly ill because I haven't had it. I never took it. I never took the mRNA COVID vaccine bioweapon. I'm not taking it. I'm not going to take it. It's not. It's completely idiotic for me to take something I can't sue them for. That's completely indemnified, has no liability to the manufacturer or the doctor that prescribes it to you. And by the way, if you'll notice, the doctors don't give it to you. A nurse does, CVS does, somebody pulling up in some van and trailer will, but a doctor won't. You know why? Because they don't want to be responsible. They don't want to be responsible. Doctors have given flu shots in the past, but this one they're not. They've been instructed not to. You guys don't get it. I hope you get it. It's really sad. It's so alarming, and I'm just watching people just jump in line for this. Now we're on our fifth or sixth booster, and then they're talking like you saw. They're going to have more boosters coming, right? More pandemics coming. How is that? How do they know that? Pandemic 2, is that coming around the corner? And I think it's just fascinating. I want you guys to check out Really Graceful. She did a great, and also Steve Corbett, not Stephen Corbett, which is I don't know why he says his name like that, but Steve Corbett is he's an independent researcher / journalist, or more of, he's a great journalist, and he's an investigative journalist. He is an investigative journalist. Ryan Christian, Last American Vagabond, investigative journalist. Johnny Vedmore, investigative journalist. Jason Burmis, investigative journalist, right? Shelis Maxiam, she's an investigative journalist. Al Latham, investigative journalist, right? People that are looking into this information. I would just say I'm just a guy just checking stuff out. But, I'm paying attention to everything. Who else? Whitney Webb, investigative journalist. Unlimited Hangouts. You guys got to check that out. And there's a bunch of them out there. I'm not sure if Jimmy Dore, in my opinion, is an investigative journalist, because he gets his information from Ruth or Ruthie or Judy or whatever her name is, who limits him and feeds him information. And I really think that woman could have saved a lot of people if she would have let Jimmy listen to a lot of my super chats. When I tried to tell Jimmy, stop telling people to take the vaccine and don't take the vaccine. But he did it twice, right? And I tried to warn him, and I tried to warn everybody. I've been trying my hardest to tell everybody not to take this genocidal bioweapon. Bottom line. So anyway, when you're, and I'm going to go with this. When your nation, your country, or your leaders, your legislator, your judiciary, your executive, or your department head says, we're doing this for the greater good. We're going to protect your health, your health, and make things safer. And we need those to make and get more resources to the proper people. Blah 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 blah, and things of that nature. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with building the wealth of the global elite. Period. That's what's happening It's this. It has, So when you see NATO member countries and all these fuckers here, right, that are just their military is being boosted. Now there's patches that'll be used when they decide to bring the hammer down when things get chaotic. Just mark my words on that. Mark my words on that. That if we allow this to continue, which I'm trying to stop, right? Which I am trying to stop because Jimmy created back in 2020, right? StopTheWF.org, StopTheGlobalist.org, FTheWF.org, Party Exodus, Non-Party Voters.org, etc. It's our world, not theirs, right? F the WF. I recommend you go there. There's some stuff that's important for you to see and how things have been working. I recommend that you go and check out. Look, it's work in progress. This is not a perfect website. It's just me running it and a few people that have joined up, and there are more. I've had more traffic at this website than I have had in a long time in the past few months. My traffic has grown. I'm glad and wonderful to see that. But have people look at this information. And if you ever have any questions, there's a way to email us or me, or there's a way to contact me. I'm always available here. But if you go here, you can see all the things I talk about. Like, for example, the Green Party U.S., their statement from the Green Party U.S. Steering Committee, or the Green Party, which is sad. The committee supporting the U.S. use of vaccines, vaccine mandates, and quarantines as part of the comprehensive public health effort to curb and eradicate the novel coronavirus. So they went all in on this, yes, and they're also all in on this climate change bullshit. So I'm just totally done with fucking. I am totally and completely done with the Green Party. They're just terrible. And that's what's happening. The Great Reset is just a monster killing everything. Because it's all about mass social control, mass depopulation, world central digital banking, right? And we're not going to do this. We don't want to do this, right? We don't want to do this. Anyway. So go here, check out the information. Also go to these blogs if you need some information. I am starting a class action lawsuit against this platform. And I'm going to get some other people to start joining, because there's a lot of information that they were instructed to remove by taking down thousands, maybe millions of people's, hundreds of thousands of content creators that were just asking questions, debating, coming up with their own conclusions, and just talking. Nobody's chopping off people's heads, which is okay to have on YouTube. Nobody's doing pedophile things, except for many that it's okay, supposedly, on YouTube now. Transgender grooming is okay on YouTube now. CRT, critical race theory, and racism, and political divisional things, divide and conquer, is still okay on YouTube now. There's an agenda and there's a connection, and it's already being exposed on Twitter. Everything that's happened on Twitter, or that was happening on Twitter before Elon Musk got there, which probably still is still happening on Instagram, is still happening on TikTok, it's still happening on YouTube. All right, but not Rumble. Rumble says fuck no. Odyssey kind of said fuck no. A few others have gone to the dark side, the lighter side, or the better side, or the free thinking, critical thinking, questioning authority at every turn and its sources at every turn. Platforms out there like Gab and a few others are great, and we need that. You need to have people bringing in information from left, right, up, down, sideways, and let them make a decision for ourselves, right? And the problem with the Ministry of Truth that really bugs me, the problem with the Ministry of Truth that bugs me the most is you can't grow as a species if you can't have discussion, powerful discussions, right? Henceforth, monotalk. Mono, power, talk means discussion, debating, arguing, mentioning, conveying, right? Speaking, reading aloud, out loud, stuff like that. You can't evolve if we can't speak, but like I've always said, when we're confused, when the 99% is confused, disorientated, divisional, or divisive, it makes the 1%, the 0.001%, or these handful of elitist billionaires, richer, stronger, because it's the oldest tactic in the book, divide and conquer. But I think this is very important. I'm going to be going after them pretty heavy here pretty soon. And they're going to, I hope they have all my old videos. They didn't get rid of them. I hope they have everything they fucking deleted and they don't get rid of them. Just letting you know, I'm also on Odyssey. All right? And I'll take you there real quick. Go to my videos. I don't know who the fuck that is. To my uploads. There's a lot of good stuff. And I've got a huge list of videos on Odyssey. Now, a lot of my videos that I did have prior to YouTube taking my first channel down, which I had about 700 videos, by the way, or was it 490, whatever. And then the second channel got taken down. I had about 40 or 50, and then my next channel had like 20 or 30, and the next channel had, I don't keep too many on anymore. I just erase them, stick them over on either Rumble or Odyssey. But these right here, if you go through all the way to the very end, so let's just go here. I've got some really interesting information. I think you should go over. Yeah. Oh, let's look at this one real quick.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Monotalk, and it is getting stupid out there and crazy. And I'm not talking about the protesters at all. So let me just show you this clip to start this off.
What? Okay. Oh, there's more. Look at this. They just keep coming.
Oh, go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go! Light him up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in.
Oh, God, that hurt. You got
Are you okay?
right on the fucking crotch.
Are you okay? You got hit?
I'm good. They're fucked for that, dude. What?
Okay.
Is that fucking nuts? I mean, seriously. That is fucking terrible. Terrible that we, as U.S. citizens, are being shot at, paintball, rubber bullet. If that had hit that woman in the eye, it would have exploded. If you've ever been hit by a paintball, right? just in the shooting range, which I've done paintballing out in San Bernardino, and I'm telling you, that was a lot of fun. But the thing is, you have to wear eye protection, neck protection, protect you don't go in shorts. I've seen people go in shorts, and they're donuts. It looks like something. If that fucking hit her in the eye, her eye would have exploded, bursted. That's a young girl, right? Listen to these fucking assholes. This is out of control. Out of control. Bricks being left on the sidewalk for protesters, right? Where's that coming from? Now we're seeing undercover cops breaking store windows and starting and instigating the violence. CNN doesn't talk about that. MSNBC doesn't talk about that. That's actually fucking happening. Actually happening. Right?
Yeah. That's just one of a few that were taken down.
They're marching.
Right. The one they took down completely was the COVID stone. And I have that up here. There's a few COVID stone.
Spoiled brat. Okay, whatever. Jamal. There's something that came to my attention in regards to my mentors, my idols, people that I've been following for a long time. People like Jimmy Dore and Tim Black and
yeah, I was following a lot of people, and then somebody said, "Nah, they're all fuck." It's amazing what a pandemic will do to people to compromise them. That's the sad part. Is what's to take away here. It's the sad part. I'm now a few years older, as you could probably tell. The hair's got a little grayer for sure, but I'm still fighting, guys. I'm still doing whatever I can, and I'm gonna keep punching up. I'm gonna keep punching up. Until we take down the World Economic Forum and their buddies. So, with that being known, go to the stopthewef.org, and just get out there and protest, revolt. Be defiant, because what they're doing is just, and what's coming and what they want to happen is going to happen if you do nothing. What they want to happen is going to happen if you do nothing. So that's the problem of where we're at. So you've got to get out there. Like in that website, you'll definitely see on my website, you'll see go to who else is fighting it in one of the blogs. I got a list of all these other countries that are protesting in the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, and 1 million or so in France. Oh, they're always protesting about something. No, they're protesting about the World Economic Forum and what they're fucking doing. That's what they're doing right now. And they're sick of it. They're done. They're done. A lot of people are just fucking done. Until, somebody comes out and says you can't drive that gasoline car anymore and forces you to take a vaccine or puts it in your fucking meat or your vegetables or your food or some way injects it like Bill Gates wants to do, right? And then it's too late. You're dead. Your lifespan just went seriously gone, right? Again, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I am with this fucking thing. This is a bioweapon. And I'm not Trumper. I'm not a fucking Bidener. I'm just a independent voter. Somebody that just, I'll vote on the issues and not for the party. And I don't even think that doesn't fucking matter right now at this point. The whole fucking system is so ridiculously rigged and pre-orchestrated and planned. I will give a shout out to Carrie Lake, though, who was trying to do something. Hopefully she won't get a judge that'll screw over like she did last time. But I guess they're in appeals or they're working on it. Yeah, we'll see what that does. But she's a Trump supporter who now supports how the vaccine worked and all this stuff. So they're all just shit. They're all shit. None of them in Congress. I don't think there's been one of them in Congress that has mentioned the word or the phrase or the title World Economic Forum. If you guys can find me that, or if anybody watches this and you find out, let me know. I'm going to see if I want to know. I'm going to put that a tweet out with my almost 1,000 followers on Twitter, but I got like 3,000 or 4,000 Facebook friends that I never access or utilize. Most of those people are fucking COVIDiots anyway. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my information. These are just for me to document so that I know that I did what I could or have been trying to do now that I'm on my 7th backup channel and my 6th actual channel, because 5 of them have been taken down by YouTube because I'm saying the same things. I'm just talking about the same things. I'm just conveying the same conclusions that I've come up with for a long time. And if you look at all my older videos, which is really interesting, is a lot of the stuff that I brought up in the past has come to fruition. Yeah, spoiler alert, Nostradamus kind of shit. It's kind of weird. It's very alarming to me that a lot of the stuff, and I've looked at a lot of it. Most of it, I would say at least 85% of it has come to fruition. It's really sad. Maybe 75. I'm just really concerned that from what I retain, or from my perspective, and how it's processed, if I have a bias, of course, but it's okay to change your mind. I don't understand, it's okay to stick with your gut, or your core beliefs, which I've brought up many times, as long as you're a decent, okay person and, golden rule, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, or be there for them when you can, and, blah, 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 blah. I think it's important for us to make sure that we evolve by discussion, by debate, by argument, by conversations. Monotalk, power of talking. Mono means power, right? And if we can't do that, then I don't think we're going to make it as a species. And these fucking elitists already have their bunkers. They're ready to go. So don't trust these fuckers in anything they said, especially this motherfucker Bill Gates and his sidekick Klaus Schwab. Aloha. Thank you for being